Good morning, everybody. It's Eureka Street Crypto Hub. This is Eureka John, broadcasting live at 6:30 in the morning, March 10th, 2021. And it is Wednesday. And I'm broadcasting from Leander, Texas, Austin area. And this is a little later than normal, 6:30. Whoa, sleeping in. Well, I work from home on Wednesdays, so I don't necessarily have to do the hour commute. So it's good. Hey, here I am right here. Okay. All right. So we have CoinGecko up. I did buy a car yesterday. I still got to pay the guy my down payment when it transfers into my bank. But I want to go over some of those details. I had a couple questions on my YouTube comment feed and other places on to how I did that, because I did borrow against my crypto to get my down payment. And this is just some of the practical things you can do with your crypto. When I was telling my family about what I was going to do, how I was going to lower my payment by increasing my down payment and borrow against my crypto to do that so I don't ever lose any of my savings, and I can just borrow against it and then pay back at a really low interest rate on my own timing and my own pace, and then circumvent the credit system in that way. So they were suddenly ears perked up. They're suddenly interested in how they can leverage that type of banking workaround type of whatever, All right, I'm short of words this morning. I'm tired. So anyway, I kind of rearranged my CoinGecko thing here a little bit. I wanted to kind of just show you guys the stuff that I hold in my portfolio right now. It always varies on and off. I'm not a trader, but I'll kind of, take some profits on some things here and there, and then may end up jumping back into it at a later time or whatever. It's just, how you got to do things sometimes. And that's just how it goes. I don't know how to put these in any particular order. But I got a good little handful of tokens here, as you can see. Let's see, I guess I'll just start at the top. Uniswap has been doing very well. Cardano, stayed above $1. So, got a lot of interesting things coming from Cardano. Polkadot's been doing really well, 38.49. Theta Network has absolutely been blowing up. I'm broadcasting live on Theta Network right now as well. Oh, if you're on YouTube later on and watching this, give me a thumbs up. It helps out the algorithm, or thumbs down. I've gotten some thumbs down lately. I'm like, all right, man, I guess I'm not for everybody. Like I said, I'm not super polished. I'm just doing what I do and learning as I go, and just checking this stuff out, and you're right along the ride with me as I document this. So I'm not here to teach you or be an instructional video, or give some kind of poignant crypto daily news or anything like that. I'm just up in the morning checking this crap out, and you're watching. So it's definitely not financial advice, but I will, kind of look at the comments and then, make adjustments to things like the Hedera hash graph video. I got some really constructive criticism on that one, and I made some adjustments in the way I was approaching Hedera, and stuff like that. I'm totally open to constructive criticism. It's just people that are just toxic and just basically blow. So anyway, so there's Unibright at $1.17, Energy Web at $16.06, Ren at $1.27, Ocean Protocol at $1.43. So of these top few here, I got into Cardano, Theta, Unibright, Ren, and Ocean Protocol, all well under 50 cents. So that's pretty good. I'd say I'm faring pretty well in those top ones. Crypto.com, I just have some left over from whenever I, was doing a lot of staking, So we'll talk about that in a little bit too. Bitcoin at 55,102.76. It's funny, I'm probably the only YouTuber that's not starting off the show just like raving about Bitcoin. I'm sure I'm gonna see. I'm already seeing all over my Twitter feed. Bitcoin $55,000. People just like blowing their minds and just completely freaking out on themselves. Ethereum at 18, 19, 30. And Chainlink at $30.48 off a $425.89. So man, it is a green day. I'm quite stoked about that. Synthetics $22.40. Celsius Network $5.38. Pretty good. The only reason I got some Celsius is to lower my interest rate for my down payment on my car, which I'll get into in a second. Basic attention token. I've never bought any basic attention token. These are just the tokens that I earn from clicking on the ads in my browser. So if you aren't using Brave browser, by all means, download Brave browser and use it. You have the option to have ads pop up at whatever frequency you want, and you can click on those ads and you earn a little bit of BAT token. And then at the end of the month, they get transferred to your wallet. And, it's added up, and I have a nice little bag of BAT, and it's increased in value. I've been doing this since it was worth, I guess, maybe 20 cents or something like that. And waves, I did a video on waves, and I have a little bit of waves, and I have some of those transferred over to some NSBT token, which is down here. And I have those staking, and I'm earning the waves, the USDN, the stable coin for them. Quant, expected to do some really good things. I was lucky enough to get into Quant around $14, and it's at $42.31 now. Fetch is my most recent, Fetch is one of my most recent buys, 46 cents. That is also doing very well, 48.1% over the past days, and this was focused around AI, which is my next video. Singularity Net, AGI, 21 cents, also focused around artificial intelligence. So Fetch and AI kind of go hand in hand. BTCST, I've talked quite a bit about that in my past videos about buying the hash power of Bitcoin miners, not cloud mining, but similar. Rocket Pool, Ethereum staking platform. And I expect that to do some pretty incredible things. The price is at $11.30. I mean, I originally bought it at like $2.95 or something. So I think that's doing pretty well. Syntropy, Noya Network, rebranded to Syntropy. Not a big fan of the rebrand, but it does seem to be a very useful project. I did a little video way back in the day on it. It was a pretty sloppy video, but it is what it is. Alliance Block, don't know much about it. Honestly, I just kind of aped into it, but it's doing pretty well. Nimic, I did a video on this. I still have a little handful of that. Dip, and this is kind of like just a transactional type of cryptocurrency used for day-to-day transactional use. Dip, decentralized insurance protocol. I think this is going to be huge for this insurance on the blockchain, and it's built on Ethereum. And I see big things coming through Dip and the Ether Risk website. I should do a video based solely on this. Neutrino system-based token. This ties into the Waves token and is part of the Waves ecosystem. And then let's see here, the NFY token. I just did a video on that a couple days ago. Lambda was I got a little handful of that left over from a long time ago. It's basically a smart contracting language built on Python, and basically it's kind of a developer's token and a developer's project. It's super technical, and I wrote a little article on it on Uptrend, and I tried my hardest to completely understand it. Now I kind of understand it as I've studied all this cryptocurrency stuff through all these videos I've made and chatting with all these people, and and it's several months down the road, about a year down the road. But back then I didn't understand crap about it. I just bought it. Honestly, I just bought it. And then Theta Fuel is doing amazing over the past 7 days. It's 63.5% up. It's awesome. I have not ever bought T-Fuel. I've just earned T-Fuel by running my Edge node on my computer and by watching videos on Theta Network. And I have a healthy bag of T-Fuel. So there are ways to get a good amount of cryptocurrency without ever having paid for anything. And so that is basically my portfolio in a nutshell, in case any of you were wondering. I do have my eyes on some others, and I might rebuy some that I bought and sold. All right. Well, that being said, let's move on. I did have some comments. I wanted to particularly look at a comment here. First of all, I want to say thank you for Joe M, family first. I hope all is well. Thanks for the great content. I'm glad to know other like-minded people live in Texas. Yes, hopefully, I think there's probably more than we think. We just don't all talk with each other. And yeah, I think with all this COVID stuff going on, I mean, in the past there were blockchain meetups. There should probably just be those again. I'm tired of these lockdowns, honestly. We are all still early and as crazy as that sounds, and I love learning with everybody as we all embark on this wild journey to financial freedom. Keep up the good work. So thanks, Joe. Okay, so let's get down to Christian Garcia's comment here. Can I ask, you were talking about taking out loans on crypto to finance to pay the vehicle. I would love to do that with my Harley. I owe $7,000 left. How do I go about doing loans like that and getting better rates? Do you cash out? And if you're cashing out, don't you have to pay more tax on the withdrawal then? If you do a loan. Oh, can you do a video on how that works and what platforms you use? Because I have no idea where to start, and that it would be helpful, any information where to start. Well, okay, yeah, I'm definitely not the professional on this subject. I've kind of managed to fumble my way through getting a good down payment on my car, on my new car. I was considering so you can either go the decentralized route, Compound and Aave, and there's several others. And these are just automated protocols where you lock up DAI or you lock up whatever cryptocurrency and you borrow against them and you get back a stable coin. And you can either send that to the bank and cash out, or you can use it to buy other cryptocurrencies on leverage and stuff like that. And that whole leverage game, if you're new to the crypto space, definitely I would probably not do it. I don't leverage, and I've played around with leverage a little bit and just messed with it, just the tip. But it's not something I'm really keen on doing, just because I'm not really a trader. I'm just a dollar cost average guy, which means putting in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100, depending on how big the dip is, but just on a regular basis over time, and riding the floating rising average that I believe is happening in the industry. When the tide rises, it raises all ships. I think that's the phrase. So that's basically what I've been doing. I'm not trading or anything, and I'm definitely not using leverage by locking up crypto and pulling out against it and then hoping that will appreciate so I can pay back and pocket the difference. So you can go the decentralized route, which is Aave here, or you can go the centralized route, which is Celsius, BlockFi, Nexo Finance, and then now Voyager has come and jumped into the game as well. I went with Celsius because it was available on my iPhone, and that's what I had to use at the moment. And I do have the most crypto locked up in Celsius right now. So Celsius and BlockFi are really not that much more different than banks, honestly. But banks in the 80s, back whenever you could... hold on, let me fix this window. I was having some window issues yesterday, in which I had Chrome browser just like sitting up there over my Brave browser while I was trying to do something on Brave browser, and I had CoinGecko blocking it. It sucked. I was watching the video back over again. I was just like, just cringing the whole time. Anyway, whatever. BlockFi and Celsius are really not that much different from banks in the 80s, back when you could have interest, like real interest on a savings account, back when you could borrow against your savings. And nowadays it seems like only rich people are allowed to do that. And so us poor folk, we don't get to do that crap. Spend our money from our stimmy check, and we're gonna like it, and we gotta spend it quick. Otherwise, they're not going to give us anymore. They're trying to get us used to this little stream of income coming from the government, that they're printing out of thin air. That money is based on something. It's based on this. Well, it's supposed to be based on the actual work that comes out of society, and it's basically energy that is stored in it's work energy, human being work energy that is stored. And that human beings create value through their work, and then they can spend that and that is represented by a dollar bill. But the banks seem to think that they can print it just at free will, and they're just getting us dependent on it, and it's a very dangerous game to play. So, which is why I am moving over to cryptocurrency, and it's why Bitcoin exists, and because some nefarious actions can come about whenever a central bank has that much power to just print a bunch of counterfeit money out of thin air and then have everybody in society depend on it. I was listening to Robert Breedlove, and he was talking about how slavery in Africa got started, and it was because Africans used glass beads as currency. Well, the Europeans went down there and they saw the glass beads that they were trading back and forth, and they were like, well, we can make those. The Romans were saying that. And so they went back there and they made a bunch of glass beads and they brought them over, and then they were buying all the resources off of the Africans and putting them into debt, giving them the glass beads that they just made super easily over there in Rome and in Italy or in Europe, and they got them in debt, and then eventually the Africans were selling themselves and their children and their family into slavery in order to pay off that debt, and they were stuck in a very bad position. So that was really interesting on how he did a little speech on how all that started. I never really knew how that got started. I just, it always starts with some subtle form of manipulation, because nobody just immediately sells their family, so it's just, it's always by some coercive action and force, but it starts as manipulation and not necessarily by gunpoint. And so that's what's going on right now. It's a very much more subtle version of it by all this massive printing, and they're completely devaluing our currency and devaluing our work and everything that we do to produce value. And what we do on a day-to-day basis is worth less and less. So I'm glad that cryptocurrency is around to kind of counteract this, and that I was able to circumvent the banking system in a way. And I am kind of using another bank, a crypto bank, and I'm not going full DeFi like Aave and Compound here, but I'm still circumventing the credit system and stuff like that. So what I did, I just totally went on the lecturing rant, and I apologize for that, is you can borrow here. And I have a bunch of Chainlink locked up in Celsius, and I went and filled out the little application. Come on. And it's not a long application. So tell us how much you have. Apply in minutes, zero paperwork, and get approved instantly. Well, it wasn't instantly. It took like 2 hours, but whatever. So there's a little calculator here. I needed $4,000 because that's what I put down on my car. And I did it I ended up doing it for 18 months. This is just the initial thing here. They go down, and when you're actually applying, this is just a calculator to kind of give you an idea. So let's see here. Where is Chainlink? Here we go. Chainlink. Okay, so $4,000, 24 months, collateral needed, loan to value 25%, 33%, and 50%. Basically, that means I'm only allowed to borrow 25% of what I have in there, I believe. So so that's the loan to value ratio of what you have versus what you're borrowing. Collateral needed was 523. Actually, I only needed to lock up 517 link. So that was cool. And then there's if the value of a link token drops below, in my case, below $9, then they did a margin call. And then I think it was $8 around there that it was total liquidation. And basically what they mean by liquidation is they will just liquidate your collateral to pay the difference in debt from what you owe. And you have it, you have the money, but if you end up paying it back, you don't lose any of this, and your Chainlink increases in value, And so it's basically like you've never lost any money in the end run, and because it just makes me sick to my stomach to think that I would be saving for, as long as I save to get this 4,000 to put down on my car, and then I just have to just throw it away, you know. And so this way I can pay it back at my own pace. Technically it's 24 months. You can always refinance it when the 24 months comes about, and there are ways on your app that you can do that. It's a super. It is super easy. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. But all this is done through the phone, so I can't necessarily really show you. But it has a little loan calculator, and then you go in and you actually apply for a loan. Just make sure you have this stuff locked up. I did also. You can add in. You can add cell tokens, the CEL token, and that's the Celsius token, and it's worth right now. Let me see. I just pulled up $5.40. Well, I bought some at $4.55 a few days ago, and so it has been doing very well. But what that did, that also lowered my interest rate, and if I pay back and sell, then the loan will be cheaper. So choose cash or coin. Coin is king, right? But sometimes cash is what you need, which is why you can choose how you'd like to receive the funds. So you can receive it as a stable coin, or you can receive it directly into your bank as US dollars. So I'm taking it directly into my bank in US dollars. It's still being transferred there. I just got approved yesterday. If you have the collateral, they're going to approve you. But they don't check your job. They don't check your credit or anything like that. But the thing I was concerned about, now what you were talking about the capital gains tax here. Let's see here. Where is your comment? So if you're cashing out, don't you have to pay more tax on the withdrawal then? Okay, this I'm not 100% sure of, but I do know that if I were to borrow against, a stable coin here in Aave or my Chainlink or whatever, and the borrowing rates are pretty high right now. I would have to transfer that to a centralized exchange, and then cash it out, and then have that transferred from the centralized exchange to my actual bank account. Now that is capital gains tax. I believe, and however, this is a kind of a banking institution, and it's a public company. So I don't know. I would love to get the opinion of somebody who's an actual accountant on this, but I'm going the safe route if I'm going to borrow money to actual cash, and you would think that if you're just borrowing, you wouldn't have to pay taxes on it. But you never know. That good old IRS, they'll always find some reason. So I felt a little bit better about borrowing on Celsius or BlockFi or even Nexo here. So I borrowed on Celsius. It transferred directly to my bank. So I'm not having to cash out with some cryptos. I'm just being given cash by Celsius to as a loan. So I felt a little better about that. I'm sorry I can't really answer your questions, but here, defer your income or capital gains taxes. Talk to your tax advisor about some potential benefits of accessing cash without cashing out. So I don't know the details on that, but it sounds like a little safer than doing something like borrowing and cashing out on Aave or Compound. So I would rather go with something that's a little more I guess I don't want to say legal, because it's not. It is legal, but it's not that Aave and Compound are not legal, but a little more institutionalized, I guess I might say. So yeah, that's that. If you just go in here and you earn, and let's see here. So yeah, my loan was going to end up costing me $3 a month. So I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, you can earn and you lock it up. 6.2% on Bitcoin is really good. 6.35% on Ethereum is good. 13.3 on Tether. So right now, it just makes sense. You don't want. On a bank, you get maybe 0.1% interest rate on your savings. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. When I had my house and I sold my house and I had some money locked up in a credit union, and I had that in there for a few months, and I got like maybe $3.50 on that over the course of a few months. That's just ridiculous. So anyway, BlockFi is similar. The thing is Celsius, you get your interest payment transferred to your account on whatever you have in there, earning APY every week, every Monday. BlockFi, it's monthly. BlockFi, I think, has been around longer, and a lot of people like that. It feels more established. I mean, to me, they're both the same. You know, like I don't know. I have stuff in both of these, so don't put all your eggs in one basket. You transfer your crypto over there. Oh, the thing is I don't know if you can now, but you have to transfer your crypto over there, and you can't just with your credit card buy crypto and keep it there. Where with Celsius, you can buy crypto with your credit card direct from fiat and put it into your savings here. With this, you have to buy it on a centralized exchange, then transfer it over. And then Nexonomics, I don't really know a whole lot about Nexo Finance, but I do know that you have to have the Nexo token in order to save on there, as far as I know. And but they do have really good APY rate interest rates for saving on there. I don't know much about borrowing, but it's all similar platforms, and you can do your own homework between Nexo, BlockFi, and Celsius, and there are others out there as well. I believe Wall Street Journal just did some article about the top centralized crypto banks. So this one, you have to hold the token. This one, it's optional for you to hold the token to get better rates. And then BlockFi, they don't have a token. So those are three differences right there. And then there's Compound over here. It's another decentralized version. I've used Aave, so let's take a quick look at Aave. You can deposit, and on your DAI, you get 11.16%. So don't let this deceive you. Yes, you might get 11.16% right now because things seem really high, but at some point it's gotten really low as well. And this was just like a month ago. A lot of these rates were really low. So these rates fluctuate. So you can deposit and lock it up, and you can earn interest on it. And then again, just like Celsius up there, you can borrow against it, and it will transfer into whatever wallet you have connected on there. So this and you can lock up a lot of these different tokens, and you can take what you've locked up and borrow against it. Say you want to borrow against your DAI, and you borrow some other coin, say USDC, out of your DAI, and you can deposit that into somewhere else like Compound and earn interest on that, or deposit, so you can make, it's called yield farming, and you can lock up your DAI, you can borrow against that, and then lock it up somewhere else, and you're getting double APY. And then you could even, if you have enough, borrow against that another layer deep, and then put that somewhere else and earn triple APY. So there's a lot of different ways to yield farm, and you got to be careful because there's just tons of yield farming platforms out there promising these APYs of 300% APY. I've even seen like 5,000% APY. That at that point just reeks a Ponzi scheme. So just be careful. And let's see. Let me just enter this app here. I'm not sure which wallet I have connected. I have a billion wallets, and sometimes it's hard to remember which wallet I have connected. So let's connect a wallet. Let's see here. Let's connect to Coinbase. No, I don't want to connect to Coinbase wallet. Okay, all right. So as you see, I got some Aave tokens staked up on there. So my dashboard, and No deposits yet. Okay, so I haven't deposited anything on here. All I have are some staked Aave. And you can stake on there and earn interest on your stake. There's a 10-day cooling period whenever you want to unlock that stake. So just know that if you stake tokens on these platforms, a lot of times you won't have immediate access to them because it takes time to unstake. And then this is on the Ethereum platform, and right now Ethereum fees are high, so it's going to take money to unstake it. And in a lot of cases lately, I tried to unstake it about a week ago, and it was asking me for like $175 just to unstake it, and I was just like, no thanks. I didn't do that, and I'm just keeping it in there and just setting it and forgetting it. So yeah, here you can deposit, and there's all these tokens which you can deposit. Here's the APY. So it's pretty low right now. DAI is 11.6, which is good. USDC is 26.64%, which is really good. Gemini US dollar is 28. Binance US dollar is 26. YFI is 29.93. So, all this is temporary and fluctuates, but it just shows you the potential. Right now, you can't get crap for your engine token. The Mana token sucks also, and the token doesn't suck, but the interest rate does. So it just fluctuates and it varies. And so let's see, borrow. Right now it's expensive to borrow DAI on this platform and USDC. So the deposit APY is really high, so they're needing that, and it's expensive to borrow against it, so it must tell me they don't have a whole lot of it. Right now it's cheap to borrow engine coin. Okay, so yeah, anyway, that's basically that, and then you can swap things on here. So it allows you to swap back and forth between tokens. And then finally, I believe Voyager just allowed borrowing and staking on their platform, and I use Voyager wallet as well, and Voyager to me is probably the best wallet to use for onboarding from fiat. So if you have dollars and you want to use your credit card to buy crypto, I believe Voyager is the way to go, because it instantly shows up in your account and you can instantly buy whatever crypto you want to buy. And then now I believe, let me open up my Voyager app on my phone real quick just so I can make sure that I'm saying things correctly. All right, so Voyager, let's see here. So transfer cash or crypto, transaction history, crypto interest. Okay, so I don't think you can borrow against your tokens yet on Voyager. However, they are offering interest, 6.25% on your Bitcoin, 5.25% on your Ethereum, 8% on your DOT tokens. USDC is 9%. So right now it looks like USDC offers some really good interest rate if you keep it on a lot of these platforms. But I don't think you can borrow against it yet on Voyager. But the kind of annoying thing about Voyager is whenever you want to trade to another token, you have to trade it to a dollar, a stable coin first. Basically, you sell it for dollars and then you can buy it. So you can't just swap it like you can on Uniswap or some of these other platforms. So anyway, sorry, I just completely went roundabout on your questions. How do you go about getting that $7,000 to pay off your motorcycle and get a better interest rate? Well, you could go on Celsius, and if you have enough crypto to where you could lock up on Celsius or BlockFi here, and there's calculators on here as well, then you can at least, if you don't have enough crypto to lock up to get 7,000, you could at least get 4,000 like I did, and at least pay it down quite a bit and at a lower interest rate. And so I would say if it were me, not financial advice, just what I would do and what I did is use Celsius or BlockFi. I don't know enough about Nexo, but Nexo is apparently an equivalent. So those two I believe are probably good bets. So yeah, let me know how it goes, and feel free to DM me anybody who's watching this if you have any questions on this stuff. I'm always happy to, at least if I can't answer to steer you in some right way, to at least let you know that you're probably going to end up getting scammed if you go that way. So, all right. Okay, man. I gotta get out. I gotta scoot. I gotta get the day going. I actually gotta go to the dentist today. So yay. I went from when I was 16 years old till 45 years old without going to the dentist, and I never had any major tooth problems. And then I was eating a potato chip a few months ago, and like half my molar just like disappeared. And I went to the dentist, and they're like, "Yeah, you got some cavities." So brush your teeth, floss, all that crap, ladies and gentlemen. Take your vitamins, and yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I'm getting this like pattern of ending the show with some like, you know, wannabe sage advice. No, don't take my advice on anything. Yeah, we're all here to learn this crap because this field is like completely new and pioneering. This is the Wild West. And if we want to survive in this crypto space in the Wild West, we need to circle our wagons and protect each other. So, yeah, scammers run about. So they run amok. All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And, yeah, see ya.